Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Vibrant Soul Tarot and I'm super excited to have you here today. In today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking into that person on your mind's current thoughts and feelings towards you and towards the connection. So what do you need to know about how they're feeling about you at this time? So with that being said, we have these 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, starting right here, we have the Wandering Star Tarot along with this Rose Quartz Heart. Pile number 2, we have the Neoteric Feminine Tarot along with this Owl Moss Agate Stone. And then pile number 3, we have the Lunasomnia Tarot along with this Crescent Swan Jasper Stone. So please take your time in choosing your pile. If you do need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video here. When you have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below the video. And I will see you guys at your reading. Bye! Hi pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Rose Quartz Heart, or if you chose the Wandering Star Tarot, then these are your messages. So today we are wondering about that person. Oh my gosh, we already have cards flying out. So sorry. We are wondering about that person on your mind and how they are feeling towards you. So what are their current thoughts and feelings at this time towards you and towards the connection? So I'm going to ask Spirit to please tune me in to the situation here with you and them, pile 1. And if Spirit can please tune me into how this person is feeling about you at this time. Possibly anything else you may need to know too. So how is this person feeling about pile 1? What are their current thoughts and feelings towards my pile 1, please, Spirit? The person on my pile 1's mind. Okay, so the first card we have coming out is the 8 of Wands. We have the Moon. We also have Strength. So we have Pisces and Leo energy. If that is significant to anybody, doesn't have to be them. Okay, and then we have the 8 of Swords coming in reverse. I'm going to get some clarifiers so we can go really deep into their thoughts and feelings. But right now, it's seemingly pretty apparent that this person does want to either like reach out to you or make some sort of move towards you. But the only thing that's stopping them is like they're not really sure how it's going to go or how they're going to be received. And I think that it's making them kind of pull back a bit, like it's making them hesitate when it comes to making this move towards you. And then we have Strength, and Strength is all about courage as well too. So yeah, that's kind of on that note that it would take some courage for them to reach out, maybe to tell you something specific, like to tell you what they're feeling exactly, you know, is going to take a lot of courage. And with the 8 of Swords in reverse, I feel like what's really happening though within this person is they're kind of making it a lot worse in their mind. Like I think this person's overthinking it. I think they're over analyzing it. They're making it to where they're almost like paralyzed and they're not able to see how it would really go or how it would really be. It's like with the 8 of Swords in reverse, it's like in order for them to do this, they are going to have to get out of their own head and just do it, you know? So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers to go a little bit deeper. So why is this 8 of Wands here? Yeah, so we have the Magician. Yeah, so like this person wants to make it happen. I said make it happen because I called the Magician the Make It Happen Captain. That's like the Magician, what he does. But definitely like this is in regards to like bringing you back into this person's life or bringing you into this person's life. Or maybe if this is a new person for some of you, you know, you never know. This person is wanting to manifest some sort of relationship here within this connection. But I think it's like there's some secrets, not secrets that this person is keeping, but I think they're keeping it and their feelings a secret because they're like, well, I don't know how pile 1 feels. Like, pile 1 could definitely reject me. Pile 1 could go off on me. Pile 1 could like cuss me out and like, or tell me that I'm disgusting. and then I would be so devastated. That's like kind of like what I'm feeling here. I wouldn't think you would do that. That's obviously like the 8 of Swords. Like, that's like the over-analyzing, overthinking, like, of everything that could go wrong. So then you just don't do anything because now you feel like it's safer to just not make any moves whatsoever. But I can see the desire, and the 8 of Wands is like the energy pulling, like wanting to come towards you. Okay, so why is the moon here? I'm pretty sure this moon is about fear as well because we have the 8 of Swords here. But let's see if we can go a little bit deeper. So why is this moon card here, Spirit? We have the Chariot in reverse. Yeah. So now we have Cancer energy as well here too. We have Leo, Pisces, Cancer. Possibly the Virgo, the Magician is ruled by Mercury, so that could be Virgo and Gemini as well too. But yeah, so I think that the fears and the unknown is what's really stopping this person from continuing moving towards you. We have the Chariot in reverse, which does signify maybe like, you know, wanting to go but not feeling like you can. The Chariot also signifies a lot of the time like willpower and pushing through, you know, and like you kind of have to muster up some strength to push through or push on through this. And it just seemingly feels like this person doesn't have that at this time. It's not that they don't have it or it's not in them. It's like, I think it has a lot to do with this 8 of Swords. It has a lot to do with them like overthinking and like making things worse than it is, or at least like psyching themselves out, you know. All right, so why is the Strength card here? I heard that this person likes having control over situations, and maybe, I don't know if that's necessarily like people, like whatever the case is, but I think this person does like to have control over outcomes and over situations. So maybe in this situation, the ball is kind of in your court, you know, in some sense. And so they are kind of feeling a little bit powerless to this. Like they want to, even though I think that's all in their mind as well too, because them coming forward and them letting you know exactly how they feel would be a way of them like to kind of have control, because it's like they're taking control of their own self, but they're not really seeing that clearly right now. And I think what's really going on is that they know that they don't have control over what's going to happen next after they do that, and that kind of like scares the crap out of them. So it's like right now they're like almost like not doing anything at all. Okay, so we have the High Priestess. So their intuition is telling them to, you know, muster up this courage. Their intuition is telling them that they can do it because we have it clarifying the Strength. It's just their mind is telling them that they can't. Or I guess it could be like their ego as well too. Like their ego is telling them to stay safe, that, you know, last time, you know, we did this, we got hurt, or whatever the case is, you know, whatever that story is, that their ego is telling them over and over to keep them kind of stuck in this repetitive, or to keep them kind of safe here, even though it's holding them back completely, and it's holding them back from this connection as well. So that's interesting. Yeah. So like even intuitively, they feel like they want to, or they feel drawn to come towards you. They feel drawn to face something, or to face whatever it is this is about this connection. Interesting. Okay, yeah. So this is that analysis paralysis with the 8 of Swords. We have the 2 of Swords. It's exactly what it seems then. Like this person isn't doing anything because they're like overthinking, overanalyzing. They're stuck. They're not making any moves. It's almost as if this person would like, I feel very strongly like this person would just wish that like you would just know, or like this person just wishes that maybe like for some of you, like you would even reach out, and it would just save them some of the work. And then I'm hearing like now, like some of you are like, huh, like no, I'm not going to be the one to do that. Like kind of like a sassy kind of energy. And yeah, I feel that, you know, I completely understand. And I think that it's important for this person to actually come forward here. I think it's something that is needed within them as well too. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. So they're kind of like sitting there just like crap. Like they're just allowing themselves to feel like this, to feel like shitty regardless. And then they're not able to do anything about it. So if I can be honest, I don't think that that's going to last forever. I think something is I don't think this person's going to stay in this energy forever. I think something is definitely going to have to change, or something's going to have to move. So that means that this person's going to literally have to do something eventually. I just think right now they're like just in this energy of like wanting something but not doing anything about it, and I think it's building up this frustration within them, and I think it's probably going to like bubble over or like burst eventually, you know. Like I don't see this person staying in this energy for a long time. Let's go ahead and get some oracles though to see anything else, and then we're also going to be pulling some channeled messages and advice for you as well too. So can you tell us more about how this person is feeling towards my pile one? Like, what is going on with them? It's like they're facing some sort of like fears or like some sort of like shadow about this connection. And it's really like the Nine of Swords being at the bottom of the deck though. It really is getting to them. Like they are thinking about this a lot. And a lot of these cards have to do with fear too. Like the Moon could have to do with fear. The Eight of Swords has to do with fear. The Two of Swords could have to do with fear, like, you know, you're overthinking. And then the Nine of Swords is definitely like an anxiety energy, a fear energy as well too. So I think, you know, with that being said, since there is a lot of anxiety here, this is a lot of worry about the future. This person's constantly thinking about the future and maybe what's not going to be. And so they're trying to think about how they can, you know, either make it where what they want or let it be known, but they're having like this inner power struggle with their ego and their intuition at this time. Like their heart is telling them to just do it, like, you know, just do it, like you're strong enough to handle whatever is happening. But their head is like, no way, like, no, we are not. Okay, so can you tell us a little more about how this person is feeling towards pile one? Bottom of the deck, we have the Healer of the Ages in reverse. So we have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And then we also have love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. This love energy is really beautiful. I think this person is realizing the love that they have for you. Or not even just realizing. I think the fact that this person is sitting in this energy too, what I think is motivating this person is the love that they have for you. Or at least if this is a newer connection for some of you, it would be the potential. You know what I'm saying? The feelings, whatever. And then with that being said, I think patience is required for this person to kind of figure things out, to work it out with themselves, as well as patience is something that I feel like this person is probably lacking, and that's why they have so much anxiety towards the future. Because if you are patient and you understand that things do really happen in divine order and happen the way that they're supposed to, you kind of do get that, you kind of do release those reins of control. You know, like how I said, this person likes control. You kind of can like fall back and release that. And also it helps with, you know, the anxieties of the future and things like that too. So I think patience is something that this person is probably not good at having as well. It's like they just want it to happen now. They want to tell you now, but they can't do it. It's so frustrating. Okay, and then we have all tied up coming in reverse, which is literally the Eight of Swords. That's crazy. It's the same image and everything. Like the person's tied up. Yeah, so this person is like feeling like there's no way out. And the thing about the Eight of Swords too is that it's usually a construct of our own mind. Like it's victim mentality, that we're feeling like we don't control the circumstances, like they just have to be this way. And it's not really true. Like, I mean, you know, in a bigger sense, we don't really have control, but we have control over our own selves, and we have control over our actions. And I think this person is not believing that at this time. They're kind of listening to that voice. They're listening to the fear. They're listening to the doubt. That could have actually been a problem within this connection, you know, regardless. But yeah, so it's like they're feeling very trapped in their own circumstances, or they're feeling very trapped and they feel like they can't do anything about it to change anything. And I think that the patience is required, because soon they're going to probably, it's like, for some reason, it's like once this person like calms down, they may see things more clearly. And I'm hearing that maybe this person is kind of in an avoidant energy as well too, and that's why it's getting worse. Like sometimes when we have things to do, or we have tasks like that we want to do in life, and we're avoiding them, but we're not doing anything about it, that is that kind of like, you know, stuck type of energy, where, you know, it's like you really just, your like mind's telling you to just do this, just get up and do it, but you're not doing it. And then so it's like making the feelings like so much worse inside. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like a lot of people probably have experienced that before, where it's like, it's really common with people with like ADD, and it's really common with people with like depression as well. Like their mind's telling them to do something, but their body's like, no, like I can't, like I just refuse. And then they have like this inner war going on, you know, within themselves. Okay, let's get one more, and then we're gonna pull some channeled messages. I'm actually pretty interested to see what the messages for this person is going to be when they come out, because I think this person like really has a lot of things to say that they're not at all, or a lot of feelings at least that they're not expressing whatsoever. So change. This is, oh my gosh, this could basically, like, if I could tell this person this, I think it would like make them understand a little bit better, because it literally says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So the things that they're wanting here in this situation aren't growing, they aren't evolving, because no one's moving. At least this person's definitely not moving. So it's like, if they want to change the outcome, they want to change how they feel, they have to change some sort of action here. This person's frustrating me, not in like an angry way, and like in a way where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you're just so close, like I feel like you're just like right there, like just do it. Unless you don't want this person to come towards you, then I won't tell them that. I mean, okay, so let's see, what are some channel messages from this person towards my pile one? What do they want my pile one to know? Or what does my pile one need to know? I don't believe you have feelings for me. Okay, this reading is just, it's so synchronistic, it's crazy. So this is definitely in regards to them not making a move towards you. They feel like for some reason you just flat out don't like them, or maybe they feel like you hate them. Like for some reason, like for some of you, if this is a new person, like they're just a little insecure about it. And then for others, if this is someone that you have history with, they feel like maybe they screwed everything up, and that you just like quite literally hate them and hate their guts and want nothing to do with them. I'm sorry, it's kind of funny though, because I think that this person is honestly being a bit dramatic, if I can be quite honest, but how they feel is how they feel, you know. And it seems like they may need some sort of reassurance, because they're sure as heck not getting that reassurance from themselves. They're basically making it worse. Like they don't seem to have that voice where you know, where it's like, well, hey, maybe they do want to talk to you, or maybe they don't hate you. You know, they don't seem to have that. Their voice is telling them like the worst probably possible things. Okay, so what are some other messages here for pile one? Nope. can we just start over? Oh, look. And then, like I said too, I was like, this person probably wants you to tell them, like, so they can have some reassurance. But honestly, I'm kind of on a tough love type of feeling with this person. Like, I kind of feel like it's like enough with that passive aggressiveness. Like, oh, I'm not going to tell you exactly how I feel, but they're all like, you know, maybe show like some little signs here and there or whatever. And it's like, no, like the closed mouth don't get fed. And if you want some of pile one, then you need to open your mouth and you need to say so. Because pile one, you're worth someone overcoming these things. You're worth someone expressing themselves to you too. It's really not your job to I know this might sound bad because I'm kind of like bashing myself in a way, but I'm like, it's really not your job to watch tarot readings about how people feel if they could just easily express that to you, you know. And I feel some frustration behind that. It's like you're worth someone coming out of their comfort zone, or at least you know, and you're worth honesty, like telling you how they feel, you know. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I kind of felt that frustration when I was reading this person's energy too. It's like, come on, like, just do it. And it's like, even if it doesn't work out, like, even if you do, like, you know, reject this person, at least they could say that they tried, you know, or at least they could like say either their piece or their apologies or their desires, whatever it is. Sorry, I'm trying to grab this with my foot and it's not working. Okay. So we have, is there still a chance? Is like, yeah, what this person's wondering for sure. And then the other one is interesting. We have, you make me so proud, which I think is really interesting. This could just be in regards to like them seeing you do your own thing. Maybe for some of you, if you finally like put your foot down, actually, when it comes to this person, this could be like their higher self coming through as well too, and being like, yeah, like, I'm really proud of you for like, you know, for standing up for yourself. But also if you're just, you know, living your life and you're doing good right now, like, I don't know, that's a very like loving energy too. Like, you make me so proud. Like, they're like, I'm proud of you for just, oh, I'm hearing too that this person really admires your type of strength, that you have some sort of strength here and courage that I think that this person is obviously lacking. And so they're almost looking at you like, how do you do it? That's cute. I like that. Okay, let's get one more and then we'll move to the advice for you. So what's one more channeled message from this person? Oh, there's two more. If you never want to talk to me again, I'll understand. So yeah, this person like feels like they're definitely at this time not worthy of your love or not worthy of your attention. That could definitely be because of something that they've done or maybe something that they've said throughout this connection. I totally can see that. And then if that's not the case, then this person just has like some real self-esteem issues that they may need to work on. And then we have, I want to have your babies. Oh my gosh, get this. I miss you so much, but I am too stubborn to tell you. And that is a perfect channel message to leave that on, because that is very much apparent. I'm glad you finally admitted it. But, yeah, and this person's very attracted to you sexually, because this card, like, I want to have your babies, is not just only about, like, wanting to have children. It could be, like, they could want to, like, procreate with you, but this is definitely, like, the way I read it is, like, I want to have your babies. Like, I want to do the nasty with you, you know? And so there's, that attraction is still very much there, but I think the hope for how this is going to turn out is with this person is not too bright at this time. Interesting. All right. On that note, let's go ahead and pull some advice. So what advice do you have, Spirit, for pile 1 in regards to this situation? We have the 6 of Swords. Wow. And it says, I know that peaceful times will come. I think this is a message for you. I feel like a lot of you are going in the right direction right now. And I think that a lot of you are, like, you know, when it comes to advice, I think a lot of you are already doing, like, what you need to be doing. Just to remember that, you know, things do change. The way that you feel right now isn't always going to be the way that you feel forever. And the 6 of Swords is indicating that you are on the way to a much better, calmer place than where you were before. So I think this is kind of just saying that, you know, you're already en route on that destination. Just remember that as well too. Probably when you think like going back, or like when you think of maybe putting up with things that did steal your peace. Or, you know, the 6 of Swords comes after the 5 of Swords. So there could have been some arguments here. There could have been like some sort of battle here that you felt like you had to fight. And that maybe you are mentally exhausted. And so this card can also be coming out for you as well to do what it is that you feel is necessary for your own sanity and for your own peace of mind. Okay, let's see. Is there any more advice? We have the Knight of Cups. I know that the right person waits until I am ready. This is beautiful. This is like what I was saying too when I was like, dude, like this person, if they have something to say, like they can just say it. I mean, unless they're blocked or whatever, but but you know what I'm saying? It's like you're worthy of someone like being that person that you know you deserve. And I think this is something that you've already been learning. And I think this is something, like I said, because I feel very strongly for this pile, like that the advice here is probably just already what you're going to be doing. Like, I think that you're good and on track. And I think that you know now that you're not going to settle for behaviors, for actions, and possibly even people that bring out a side of you that you don't like seeing, or bring out feelings within you that you don't like feeling. And that inner knowing that what will be is kind of a lot of the time what brings peace and acceptance to a situation. So yeah, what do we have at the bottom? We have the 7 of Pentacles. I trust my ideas and my direction. Yeah, so like this is again like you taking your own advice, knowing what it is that you need to do. The 7 of Pentacles can sometimes, you know, bring up doubts. Sometimes when this card comes, it can be like doubting your decisions. You know, maybe when some sort of feelings fade. Excuse me. Burping. But on that note, that's something that we all naturally do. Just always try to remember, you know, why you do the things that you do. Like, even I do that. Like, I'll make such a solid decision, but then, like, I feel like once time passes, or, like, you know, and sometimes, like, those memories creep in, you start to doubt your own choices. And that's perfectly normal, but, you know, you're gonna be okay, because you're going to enjoy, I feel like, where you're going way more than where you've been. And I think that is the key to remember as well too, like why you did the things that you did, why you chose what you chose, and yeah, and just to know that everything will work out the way that it's supposed to, that you don't have to force anything to be, or you don't have to force anything to fit, or force people to do things that, you know, you feel like they should do. It's not your job. So on that note, thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, quick thank you too to everyone who has liked my video, commented, shared, or supported me and my channel in any type of way. I just literally can't thank you enough. I'm so grateful for that. And I love to see you guys supporting each other in the comments as well too. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. I will see you beautiful souls in the next reading. Bye. Hi Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Neoteric Feminine deck, or if you chose the Owl Moss Agate Stone, then welcome. These are your messages. So today we are asking about that person on your mind and what are their current feelings for you at this time that you are coming across this reading. So Spirit, if you could please tune me into the situation here with my Pile 2. Whoops. Yeah, tune me into the situation here with my Pile 2. And if you can please show me how this person on their mind is feeling about them. Thank you. Okay. So what are their current feelings towards my Pile 2? How are they feeling about Pile 2, please? Okay, so we have the Five of Wands in reverse, as well as the Six of Pentacles. How are they feeling about Pile 2? We have the Four of Cups. And we have the Ten of Swords. All right. Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. So why is the Six of Pentacles here? I'll space these out a bit. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And why is the Five of Wands here in reverse? We have the Eight of Cups. And what about the Four of Cups? We have the Nine of Swords. Wow. And the Ten of Swords. The King of Swords in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. Yeah. This person is refusing to let you go, first of all. This person still feels very much attached to you. I think with the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords here, what's really happening is, I think, okay, from what I'm seeing here, Pile 2, I feel like there has been a lot that has happened between you and this person in this connection. And I think that maybe on both parts, you guys are both feeling very conflicted when it comes to the decision of letting go. But since we are reading this person's energy, when it comes to the decision of letting go, they do not like that at all. That is giving them this Nine of Swords energy. They start to feel very much anxiety, but there's like a part of them too that is still very much conflicted. I think with the Six of Pentacles here and the Knight of Pentacles, this is this person's, you know, true feelings of wanting to kind of work with you again in a way that I think helps you more than hurts you, because I feel like for whatever reason, there was some issues here in this connection to where, and with all of this, the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords and this, I do feel like there could have been some sort of painful ending or some sort of painful scenario that has caused this. The fact that we have the King of Swords in reverse here as well too with the Ten of Swords could definitely mean that this person isn't seeing very clearly in order to make decisions as well too, that this person could honestly be choosing to do things and making decisions through the lens of their own pain and maybe even the lens of their past pains as well too. But yeah, this person has strong anxiety when it comes to the future. And I think this person still feels very codependent on you. And I think this person is struggling at this time to release what is needed to be released here, to say the least. And I think that with these Six of Pentacles here, if you pulled back your energy, this person is missing it. I think it's like, it's almost as if they're wanting to receive something from you again. And then if that's not the case, or these could both actually be the case as well too, it's like they're wanting to show you, or like almost come towards you in a way. Like, because it's hard to explain. Like, I think for me, just in words, it's more about like the energetic, like, feeling that I'm getting of like this kind of tug and pull. Like maybe they're kind of thinking like maybe they should have tried harder, maybe they should have gave more, and then there's like this thing in their head as well saying, well, maybe pile 2 should have did this, maybe pile 2 should have did this as well too. There's something here about that as well. And I think with the King of Swords in reverse, it's like whatever it is, they're not really quite able to make the best decisions for themselves. The King of Swords in reverse, I have to say, it is someone that could be a bit manipulative as well too. So I don't know what that's about. Let's go ahead, let's pull some oracles too. Let's get some more information about how this person is feeling. How are they feeling right now towards my pile 2? What are their current thoughts and feelings towards my pile 2? Okay, so we have loneliness. And we also have envy. Wow. This is that person really missing your energy. Yeah, so if you did pull back your energy from this, they are definitely feeling it. Definitely feeling it. I think too, it's like that this envy card is usually representative. I can't say that word. You know when you mess up a word too much, like, or you hear it wrong and like you know how to say it but you can't say it. But anyways, I think this envy card is representing the fact of they're only looking at what they don't have at this time. Like this is like them in their own world. Maybe like, you know, normal people, they would be like perfectly fine, but they have their eye on something that they can't have. And I think this is maybe this is something that this person maybe does a lot. Like they want things that they can't have. And so now you are the thing that they can't have, and it's bugging them. And I do feel like, you know, with that Six of Pentacles, like if you were a very generous lover, like, or you were just very generous with your time and your energy, you gave this person a lot of love, this is kind of that loneliness as well too. Like I feel like this person is definitely missing you. But with the envy here, it's almost as if like this person is still a little bitter. You know, like normally the loneliness would be like a sad, like kind of energy of like, oh, I'm missing you, I'm longing for you. Yes, I do think that is the case here, but I think that this person has some bitterness or some anger in regards to this, still kind of stuck in their energy. How is this person feeling about pile 2? Oop. So we have a surrender kind of coming in reverse. So I'll talk about that. But it's like I can release my need to control. Yeah, and then we have broken heart. So this person is definitely going through it. Definitely. And I think the fact that surrender came in reverse with the broken heart is like that energy that I was saying of like this person is refusing to let you go. They're refusing to feel what they need to feel. And I think that they're trying to do anything and everything to kind of distract from that, whether that's trying to get you back, or maybe even other distractions as well too. Either way, they're hurting regardless. And it's like they're fighting it. They're fighting it with all their might internally to not feel this way. And it's like almost as if they're like, and that could be that very much internal conflict and internal struggle we're seeing here with the Five of Wands. And also that makes sense too that we have the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords, because it's like the Four of Cups is like when you do sit down and you try to rest your mind, or you sit down to contemplate something, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of, it is, you know, figurative of like a quiet time for you. That's when all of this anxiety and these fears hit. And I think a lot of this is in regards to the future, and a lot of this is in regards to not having you anymore. And so this person is really struggling with accepting that at this time. Bottom of the deck, we have the goddess of the moon. So, you know, they could still feel very intuitively or spiritually connected to you. They could have dreams about you as well too. And also, even though this is kind of like the high priestess in this deck, the moon does represent emotions and allowing them to flow and allowing to face certain fears and emotions that, you know, this person, I think, is not able to surrender to at this time. And then that's kind of why we probably have the devil coming here, you know, at the bottom of the deck energy, which is like this person maybe falling back into old ways, old habits. I don't know how like the policy goes. You can't see anything. It's not bad, but I don't know with YouTube these days. But anyways, yeah, for the most part, it's like they could be falling back into old habits, old ways. Maybe this person is someone that kind of delves into like addictions and things like that. It's almost as if just anything to distract themselves from feeling what it is that they're avoiding to feel about this situation and about this connection at this time. So right now, I'm going to pull some channeled messages from this person. And then at the end, we're going to, 11:11 on the clock, right when I look up too. And then we are going to get some advice for you as well. So, okay, we already have. You drive me crazy. I need some time to cool off. And I'm going through a lot right now. Yeah. I think I need some time to cool off too. It's like that anger that I was sensing as well too. Like, and then also, I mean, these kind of just speak for themselves. I really don't even think I need, I think these came out so perfectly. Like, I think that I don't even need to say anything. It's quite literally what it says. Like, this person thinking about this situation is quite literally driving them, it's driving them nuts. We have that King of Swords in reverse. Like, they're not thinking clearly. They're not making decisions clearly. They could be acting out. And honestly, this person, if that is in their nature, they could be even being quite reckless when it comes to their life at this time. Very interesting. Spirit says this is not your fault as well too. So if you feel any sort of guilt towards this situation or any type of shame or guilt because you feel like you caused this, even though I think that's an illusion as well that you need to get rid of as well too. Of course, when you have love and you have feelings for other people, it's probably in your nature to want to make them feel better or to not make them hurt or to stop them. But I think for some of you, this person is in need of going through this process as well too. And for some of you as well too, they could, I'm sorry, my nose is itching so bad. For some of you as well too, this could have been caused by their own actions in this. And so you have to remember that as well too. Like, sometimes people need to face their own consequences, if that makes sense. Honestly, obviously that's only for like if it resonates. Like if that doesn't resonate, like, and this person like didn't do anything or whatever, you know, then it is kind of sad. But it's something that I think this person has to go through themselves, or at least realize, because I think this person is going through a lot of like some sort of like lessons right now about you know, maybe just how they deal with their own emotions and deal with their feelings. So we have unblock me right now, demanding to be unblocked. Tell me you love me. And then we have, I always come running back to you. Bottom of the deck, we have, I blamed you for things that I did. Then we have, I want you so bad, and I'm sorry I hurt you. Yeah, so that's kind of been telling to that message that I got through. You know, this could be this person's own, like, inner demons, like, sabotaging themselves, like, sabotaging this connection, hurting you, and things like that. And so they quite literally need to probably face the music and deal with what it is that they've done. Because, you know, I think that sometimes you can tell someone how you feel, or you can, and like with people that are like naturally empathetic, this is never a problem because this is something that they've dealt with their whole life. But I think maybe with someone like this, it's like you can tell this person how they made you feel, and they'll just say, okay, yeah, sorry, whatever, okay, yeah, sorry, whatever. But until they feel that themselves is truly when they kind of start to understand. Because maybe this person doesn't have the empathy that you have, or just those empathetic qualities to where they quite literally feel, you know, things around them and feel things very strongly. Or I'm hearing actually that this person does have those qualities, but I think this person has been quite literally shut off. Like, I think this person can shut off their emotions. And so that's why when something like this happens, they feel everything all at once, and it's like they're crawling, or they're like squirming in their own skin, trying to fix this, trying to fix the outer circumstances, instead of just sitting with themselves and realizing and thinking clearly, like, what this was, what caused this, why did this happen. And you know, like, basically I'm kind of describing someone that doesn't have emotional maturity. Like, and a very emotional, mature person would definitely be able to do that. And it doesn't seem like this person has that yet, at least. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get some advice here. So what advice here do we have for my pile 2 in regards to this situation? We have the Emperor, and we have the 3 of Pentacles. I like this energy for you. So the Emperor says, I make empowered choices. And the 3 of Pentacles is, when I show my work, others give support. Okay, this is about you deciding, you know, about the people, which I think, bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which has actually showed up twice again, which is movement in the right direction, but it can feel slow at times as well. But yeah, this is about you bossing up and making those empowered choices that you've been making. I can see that you probably have made choices that were probably hard for you as well too, when it comes to the people around you, and when it comes to the support that you get and you receive in your life, especially with this 6 of Pentacles here as well too, like, and this 3 of Pentacles. Like, this is about you realizing, you know, that, and this is something that I'm saying in present tense, because I feel like this is something that you're doing right now. So just note that. But anyways, you know, being around the people that build you up, being around the people that support you, being in the type of relationships that you can work together with as a team, not the type of relationships where you feel like you're having to protect yourself, or you feel like you're having to fight for your own wants, needs, desires, all of that kind of stuff. You know, the Emperor is someone that can make those, you know, those difficult choices and stand strong on his boundaries as well too when it comes to that, because the Emperor doesn't want anyone just coming in and effing with his empire and ruining everything that he's ever worked for. You know, he only allows people in that are going to help him and help build and work as a community and work as a team. And if you don't have that support right now, then, you know, it's time for you to look within and to realize that maybe you might be that support. You know, you might be that inner help. And obviously Spirit here is always here to help you around, and is always around you regardless. So you do have support regardless, and you never really are alone. I think that's what that Lonely card said too. But when it comes to the people that you choose or allow in your energy, you know, it's time to, I think, you know, really, really put your foot down and decide, like, is this person, do they appreciate me? Do they see all this effort that I put in, all this hard work that I put in, all these sacrifices that I make? And do they even acknowledge it? Do they even help out? You know? these are all questions, you know, and like I said, I think this is something that you've been doing, or at least it's been shown to you, you know what I'm saying? And it's all just for the betterment of yourself and for your future. It's not to hurt you. It's not to make you feel bad or anything like that. And you know this, and Spirit's saying you know this already. It's just sometimes we do need like gentle reminders that it's not because it's not because we can't ever have what we want. It's because maybe sometimes what we want is beneath us. Like maybe we deserve more, you know. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much, Pile 2, if you stayed till the end. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And thank you to anyone who supports my channel in any way, likes, comments, shares, or just watches, you know, whatever the case is. Thank you guys so much, and I really do appreciate you. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading. Bye! Hi Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Crescent Moonstone or the Lunasomnia Tarot, then this is your reading. So today we are asking how that person on your mind is currently feeling about you and feeling about the situation at hand here, or the connection, I should say. So I'm going to ask Spirit to please tune me into my Pile 3's energy. And if you can please show us how this person is feeling about you at the current time that you are coming across this. All right, so how is this person feeling right now about my Pile 3? We have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. How are they feeling about my Pile 3? We have the 9 of Swords. And we have the 8 of Cups. Okay. So I can see that you on this person are currently in some sort of separation. This could have been your choice. Oh my gosh, we have the 3 of Swords. This could have been your choice to walk away from this person, because I feel very strongly that they're getting triggered right now. They're having some triggers of some loss, some abandonment issues here. They're feeling very shut out at this time. And I feel like with the 8 of Cups, it's like they're kind of refusing to let go here. We have the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. So this is like this person having, you know, thinking about the situation, having anxiety towards the future because the future doesn't look the way that isn't looking the way that they wanted it to look, due to this sort of like separation or being shut out somehow. And then we have the 3 of Swords, which is really like a heartbreak. This person's definitely going through a lot right now, mentally and emotionally. And I think that this person is actually really going through a hard time, to say the least. Let's get some more details about this though. So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. Yeah, we have the World at the bottom of the deck. So it could have been like an ending, definitely an ending here, or at least, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So why is the 5 of Pentacles here about why this person is feeling like this? We have the 6 of Cups. Interesting. They're definitely thinking about the past a lot too when it comes to this situation. Very nostalgic energy, feeling like they don't have what they had before, you know, anymore. Whether that's because you chose to cut off your energy to this person or you chose to walk away. Whatever the case is, they're very much in this reminiscent, and I think this may be causing a lot of this pain and this anxiety too. They're very much stuck in the past of a situation that once was, is what I'm seeing. All right, now why is this 8 of Cups here? We have the 4 of Pentacles. I'm not going to take all these, but I just want to look at them real fast. Yeah, and then we have the 5 of Cups, as well as like the Hierophant. The Four of Pentacles is always about holding on to something very tightly. It's usually depicted as a person that is quite literally holding on to everything that they have, or everything that they have hold valuable. So I think this is actually what I was saying earlier about, yeah, this person is kind of really refusing to let go and walk away, at least in an energetic state or a mental state. I think this person is fighting some sort of acceptance here about this situation, and it's really causing them to feel very, very strongly here. So why is this Nine of Swords here? I feel like this person's been crying a lot as well too. We have the Page of Swords. Interesting. So with this Page of Swords and this Nine of Swords, this person definitely could have learned something about you, or at least they're still trying to figure something out here with this Page of Swords. Definitely this could be because they aren't able to communicate this to you at this time as well too, because the Page of Swords is usually, or it can be, I'm sorry, about communication, and it's usually someone that isn't able to communicate the way that they would like to, because it is a page, rather than like the King of Swords is someone that is a master of communication. But we have the page, which maybe this person is still not fully developed in that kind of sense of like communicating their wants, communicating their needs, their feelings, and things like that. So in that case, it could be very bottled up, causing this Nine of Swords energy. And like maybe this person isn't able to tell you how they feel for whatever reason, because you guys aren't in contact. Maybe you have this person blocked, whatever the case is. And it's just really stressing them out, because the Nine of Swords, when this Nine of Swords came out, I was like, oof. And then the Three of Swords came out after it. And then I was like I was like, man, like this person, and this is in regards to you and this connection as well too. So this is when they think about you, like either when they have alone time or whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? Like when they think about you, this is how they feel. They feel sad, they feel hurt, and I heard neglected as well too. Now, don't shoot the messenger. Like sometimes when like these readings, like, you know, this person like feels this way, like, okay, so what's happened before is that like people are like, man, like, you know, Vibrant Soul Tarot, like you have no idea how this person treated me, like they deserve to be felt, or they deserve to feel like that, or whatever. Hey, if that's the truth, or that's what it is, then that's what it is. I'm just the messenger of speaking on this person's feelings and their perspective. So I'm not trying to invalidate your experience by this person being like, oh, I feel neglected, but like they may have done something to deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So now that we have that out of the way, because this person is like, also too, like a message here with this Nine of Swords and this Page of Swords is also like, if they're able to see you on social media or something like that in some kind of way, like say you do have this person blocked, or they aren't able to communicate with you, they have like another way of viewing, if like seeing you, viewing you. Maybe this is like hearing things, stuff like that, or maybe this is their own mind, but like they're kind of upset because I think for whatever reason they may feel as though you are just okay, and they're like, how can this person just be okay? Or like maybe if you post on social media and you look happy, you know, or things like that, they're like, or maybe it's just their own mind, like if they're not hearing anything at all, you know what I'm saying? But they are very curious about like how you feel as well too. So they're like, how can pile 3 just be okay while I'm over here feeling like this, you know? All right, so let's go ahead. What is this Three of Swords about? Why is this Three of Swords here? Can you clarify that for me, please? We have the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Pentacles. Get over here. Yeah, so the Ten of Wands is like this person's been carrying this with them, you know, or they're carrying it with them wherever they go. It's making them feel very heavy. They, again, like, you know, they're refusing to kind of release this as well too, again with that refusal to walk away, or to that refusal of like not letting go. It's very burdening for them at this time. this could be triggering other wounds that they've had as well, like before this situation that they haven't dealt with. It just seems like a lot is coming up for this person right now. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which does represent change, and it does represent, like, you know, choices, maybe choosing to reprioritize certain things as well. But I think, you know, based off this reading and, you know, the original, like, Two of Pentacles, I'm seeing, like, you know, this person trying to keep things together, balanced through the chaos. Like, you know, it's like almost as if while they're trying to do this, they're trying to, you know, whether go to work or they're trying to maybe act okay or do their daily things, and they're feeling very burdened by this as well too. For some of you, they could have gotten some information that has caused this with this Nine of Swords and this Page of Swords as well too. It doesn't have to be like maybe they found out something or anything like that. It could also be like when you said, like if you said, I don't want to deal with this anymore, or whatever the case is. Just something about this Page of Swords is giving me too the energy of like, I learned something or I found out something and now I'm like distraught. I don't, if that makes sense. That could be a specific message too. It doesn't have to be for everybody. But let's go ahead and pull some oracles now to see a little bit deeper. And you know what? The fact that we have the Six of Cups as well as with the Five of Pentacles, you know, this could be like triggering like inner child, like wounds as well too. You know, this, I think this is something that, like I said before, goes a lot deeper than just this connection. I don't know if they realize that, but it's like, yeah. Okay, that's all I'll say about that though. So now we have self-esteem. I possess the gifts of others that benefit me and others. Yeah, so this person's self-esteem has definitely taken a blow, for sure. It's definitely ego, you know, but it still hurts. It feels the same regardless, you know. Interesting. Let's see what else. How is this person feeling about pile 3? So we have peace, which I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. How are they feeling about pile 3? So we have service. I feel good when I help others. We have financial constraints in reverse, and we have the Sun in reverse. Bottom of the deck is we have pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. This is interesting because the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles can definitely indicate as well like a need for like more money or to save money as well too. So this person can definitely be going through not only this kind of like whatever this breakup situation is, but they're also going through like hardships in their financial situation. And what I want to say with peace is I feel like this person is craving peace of mind right now, because through the tarot we can visually see that this person doesn't have much peace of mind. But I think this is something that they're trying to work towards, or they're trying to get, or at least they're realizing that they need it at this time, you know. And then with service, that one's interesting as well too. Like, I feel good when I can help others. I think maybe this person feels bad as well that they weren't able to help you, or they're not able to help you out financially the way that they would like to. Like an example would be like if you guys have kids together and they're like they lost their job, then they lost their job and like then they're not able to, you know, pay child support or support you in a way, and it's kind of causing them that it's taking more blows on their self-esteem as well too. So it's like, it's so interesting. I think it's like a lot is going on for this person. I feel as though it's like they have this connection that they may have lost, you know, or at least, or feeling that way, or refusing to accept that as well too. And then it's like they're having financial problems at the same time. So maybe they just feel like they just can't catch a break, because we do have the sun in reverse, which could indicate them not feeling very positive at this time. And also, but the sun in reverse is also always, like, the sun is always a good omen, like, regardless of, like, whether it comes in reverse or not. It usually means, like, you know, you just can't see it yet, but times are going to get better. And so maybe this person just isn't able to see that at this time. So maybe things are kind of feeling a little dark and gloomy. Apparently, you know, in this person's life, it seems like they're going through a lot of cycles right now that are pretty tough. And then we have pride at the bottom of the deck too. So yeah, and then under that, wow, that's crazy. So underneath that, we have man holding a coin. So this person does take a lot of pride in, you know, in what they have physically. And the fact that they may have gone through some losses or not have a lot of physically right now is really, really messing with them. Definitely. And I think that they may be sometimes a little bit too prideful to ask for help as well. So they're kind of just all around kind of struggling a bit. I feel like, I kind of feel for this person. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, let's get some channeled messages here now, though. So the first one we have is, I regret so many things. I'm afraid you'll hurt me. When I'm with them, I'm still thinking of you. Any more channeled messages from this person? We'll talk about them in a second. I can definitely see that maybe this person has been... Oh, I want you all to myself. That's ironic, since we just had that when I'm thinking of them. Yeah, I think that this person... Maybe the thing that was learned was about you. Maybe you learned the truth about this person. You learned something about what this person was doing, and it caused you to make choices that this person did not like, and this person is now feeling this loss and this energy and this regret of what it is that they've done. And it could definitely be other people, you know, other people is involved as well. When I'm with them, I'm still thinking of you. And this, if there is no other person involved, or like no serious person involved, because there could have been third-party situations for sure, I can see that as a possibility. But definitely this is like when I'm out with my friends, when I'm with other people, like, and that is like that 10 of Wands and that 3 of Swords energy. Like, no matter what I do or where I go, I'm constantly thinking about you. I'm constantly bothered by this situation because it's not what I want it to be. And I think that this person is a little bit too prideful to even let you know, because for some reason I feel like if this person were to let you know, they want you to know that they're doing very well. They would want you to think that they have it all, like, you know, new job, new car, lots of money, you know, like, it's like they want to show that off. And for some reason it makes them feel better about this. But now that it's like, for some reason they don't have that, now they're just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have anything. And that is, yes, very, very much egotistical. Okay, we have, I want to move in together. It is very egotistical, I'm not gonna lie, but it just seems like that's kind of what this person based their worth on at this time, or their self-esteem on, is that time is like what they have or what they can do. Okay, so we have, I'm head over heels for you. We have, I want to move in together. This could have been something that you were talking about with this person, moving in together. Or if I can be quite honest, this person may even be the type to, if they need a place to stay, they may have just like thrown themselves on you or adjust this with you. I don't know why, guys. Take this, I'm getting like, you know how sometimes there's like those relationships where there's like that person that wants to move real fast, like they want to move in together, they want this, they want shared bills, everything like that, and it usually indicates a huge red flag on their part. It's usually indicating something's wrong with them. Sometimes it could be like narcissism, sometimes it could be like they want to use you, or whatever the case is. And I know that this person obviously is very adamant. This person has the romantic and the feelings and the love there for you, because of how they're feeling, especially when they don't have it, and these channeled messages. But I don't know why. I'm just thinking that with that, I want to move in together. It's like they could have moved things very heavy, very fast, and not really thought things through. I think that there's an energy here of this person not fully taking accountability and not fully thinking things through, and then kind of blaming other people for things that they've caused themselves. I'm still salty and butthurt. Yeah, this person's ego was definitely bruised here, pile 3. I don't know what you did, but you definitely took this person down a notch, is what it seems like. I never thought you'd walk away. Okay, let's get one more. Oh, well, at the bottom of the deck, we have, I was only looking out for myself at the time. Yeah, very selfish. Just kind of only just worried about their needs and like how, and their feelings and stuff. Very one-sided at the time. And now it's like they're realizing all of this stuff. I don't know how I feel. I'm lying when I say I don't miss you or want you. Oh, there's one that's flipped over. Let's see what that is. I don't deserve you, kind of hiding in there. Oh my gosh, that's so funny that that one was like not, it was like hiding, like flipped over. I was like, I don't want to admit it to myself, but because I think that this person, for some reason, like they liked other people to believe that they're better than them. Like they are better than other people. Maybe not. I don't know. This could just be one specific energy that I'm feeling, but it is like the energy of that. And that's why I think they value, they're like, oh, I have a better car than you, or I have this. And so if they don't have that, then they don't feel like anything. And that's just not true. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you don't base your worth on outer things, or you don't base your worth on other people's opinions, because those things can easily be gone. Those things can leave and opinions change. And so that would mean so does your worth, and your worth never really changes. And it's not negotiable, and it's not based on anything other than you and who you are. Okay. So now with that being said, I don't know why this energy is like irritating me. Like it's making me like frustrated and like, I don't know. Spirit, what is this? I heard Spirit said, well, if it's not the consequences of my own actions. That's funny. Okay, let's go ahead and get some advice here for you. Thank you. You have the 10 of Swords. I see the truth in this ending. Wow. And then we have the Emperor, which is I make empowered choices. Yeah. There's a reason why you chose the decisions that you made to this day. There's a reason why you chose to end this. There's a reason why you chose to walk away. I know sometimes that reason can get a little bit clouded by our feelings, by our self-doubt and our own judgment, or maybe when time passes and the anger fades. I know sometimes we can want to revert back because that's what we know, that's what makes us feel safe, or this person did express a lot of love, whatever the case is. But Spirit's really telling you that it's adamant that right now you kind of just accept what it is, and to really see the truth of what it is. Not through the lens of how you feel, not through the lens of your desires, like what has been done, what has been said, and what it is that you need to do. Now, I am sure that most of you are already in this energy, like, you know, and I think this could just be a reminder for some of you as well, too. A reminder to hold strong. And the Emperor, you know, I think the Emperor card is really telling you to hold true to your values and hold strong to your boundaries as well, too. To not let things creep back in again, you know, once maybe you've already released them. Interesting. Let's get one more for you. We have the King of Pentacles. I am sure of my place in this world. Yeah, try to ground yourself as much as possible. I heard, you know, to know that, you know, you're meant to be doing what you're meant to be doing. You belong here just as much as anyone else. I don't know why I heard that, but Oh, and then the Two of Cups, which is perfect because it says, I am worthy of the deepest kind of love. Yeah, and I think the King of Cups and the Emperor is the fact that we have two very stable figures in the tarot is meaning, or is obviously showing that you are either in need or craving some sort of stability when it comes to the people in your life or your relationships as well. Now, sometimes we have to be our own anchor, and we have to, you know, create our own stability because other people can't do that. But I think this is a time for you to focus on what makes you feel stable and do what makes you feel stable. If there's people in your life or there's situations that are very rocky, you never know how it's going to go. Things happen, you know, some days it's good, and then the other days it gets completely turned upside down and flipped on its back, and now you're like, what the heck? You know, that's the lack of stability that I think is needed. And you seem to be a very stable figure in other people's lives, you know, and it's only right that you get that same stability back for you. And the Ten of Swords is never an easy energy. It's never an easy energy. It's always usually an energy that is not wanted. It's always an energy of like, you have no other choice but to make these decisions. So I feel for you, and just know that you are very strong. And you have a lot of wisdom as well too. And you are someone that is definitely worthy of the deepest kind of love. You are worthy of someone who is going to be faithful to you, who is going to be direct towards you, who is going to not only let you know how they feel, but they are going to show you how they feel by you feeling it too. You know, show you in actions, not just words and empty promises. And it's possible. Always possible. But first you have to get rid of the people that aren't. And I feel bad saying that, or at least maybe, you know, for some of you, it's like just separations are very important in this time as well too. But at least you know that, you know, you know that you'll be okay for sure. Number one. Number two, you know that you make these choices for a reason. Oh my gosh, I have to share a story with you that I just did. I just posted on my Facebook. And it's coming up right now because I think this is it's very much like reflective of this. Okay, so you know how like on Facebook it shows you like statuses from like years ago, like just like on this day. Well, apparently like 3 years ago, like 3 years ago, I was really in my feelings, and I was like, I know, I literally said like in the status, I was like, I know that I'm making the right choice, but why is it so damn hard? And then I instantly knew what I was talking about when I saw that, you know, 3 years later, and I like replied and I posted to it, and I was like, I'm so glad that I did make those hard decisions. It was so worth it, girl. I was like, thank you so much, past me. I am in such a better place now. And I just wanted to share that because I was like, you know, when we make these hard choices, we can't see that far into the future. We can only see like how we feel now. But me looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for doing that. Like, you have no idea like how much better it gets. And I think this is adamant too and reflective. And it's crazy because I literally did that like right before I came on this reading. Crazy how things like that work. But yeah, and so just trust yourself and trust your choices, that you are leading yourself to much, I don't even want to say better, like much better places with better people, you know, and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't always end here. Like, their endings are always new beginnings, and what you release will always come back to you in a better shape, better form. Whether that's through the same person, you know, being better, or if it's just through someone else. You know, the whole point of the unknown in the future is that only time will tell. And it is as much as it is a mystery and it is scary, it is so much potential, and it's so beautiful at the same time too. It's like limitless. It's like, well, how good can it get? You know, instead of thinking of like, well, this is what I had, but it, you know, if it wasn't the best, then it wasn't the best anyways, you know. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna stop talking now, but yeah, hopefully that was for somebody. Anyways, if you stay till the end, thank you so much. And thank you to anyone who, you know, supports the channel in any way, likes, subscribes, comments. I love you guys so much. And yeah, speaking of subscribe, don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. And I will see you guys at the next reading, but just know that I love you. You got this. You guys are powerful beings, and I have the utmost faith in you. The way I said that was funny. I have the utmost faith. Oh my gosh, I keep switching the things. This is my cue to go now, but I do. And you guys are gonna be okay. I love you. Bye.